For Hamiga, Supreme to buzzer. Daniel, fade away. Money.
There you go. It's going to be a drop-off violation.
Puts it up on the buzzer, gets it to goal.
Soglu, whoa! Swallow doubled up. Wide open. It's good. It's good.
I'll have a strong, smooth, creamy latte.
Be your own barista at Coles Express. Award-winning Coles Urban coffee culture from just $1.
Express yourself.
At Coles Express.
Fasten up your seatbelts, do a double take. Don't need to be a millionaire to roll this kind of way. Yeah, I got the recipe to do it every day. Straight to the top, and that's where we gon' stay. Yeah. Step it up again. Yeah, we do it every day. Step it up, step it up.
Take it to the next level.
Step it up again.
Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. Elevate your adventure.
Suffer from muscle or mild joint pain? Try Kunzia Pain Relief Cream from Zia, an anti-inflammatory cream providing temporary pain relief using natural active ingredients. Experience the Zia difference at zia.com.au.
Fixed car and truck rental has arrived in Australia. With small cars, big cars, utes, vans, cars as big as trucks. Because they are trucks. Welcome to Above and Beyonding.
Welcome back to Selkirk Stadium in Ballarat, the Brick House, for the men's half of our Sunday Hoops doubleheader for NBL 1 South. It's the Ballarat Miners hosting the Eltham Wildcats. My name's Jared Prosser. Paul Rogers will be back with us in about a minute or so's time. So in this one, we've got two teams coming off a day's break from their Friday night fixtures. Eltham coming off a tight win against Waverley. Ballarat a heartbreaking loss against Ringwood in overtime, where they had the game, effectively under all sorts of control before somehow conspiring to give it away to a Jonathan Lawton 3 to tie it up in regulation and a Jonathan Lawton 3 to win it in OT. And this is a game where, unlike the women's game that we had earlier, where it was another tight one, a 4-point win to the Wildcats, where the Wildcats only suited up 8 players and Ballarat, the home side, only 7, remarkably. In this one, the men's contest, we have no such issues there. Both sides sporting full rosters for this one. So Ballarat coming out with their regular starting 5 of Max Cody, who, I tell you what, after missing 4 free throws in the last 2 minutes of regulation on Friday, I'm not sure how he would have slept on the Friday night, but it would be Cody and Davidson with Thosby, Pazoglu and Rudolph in the starting 5 for Eltham. They'll kick off with Angus Glover, Sam Whelan, the former long-time Ballarat miner, in Sam Short. They'll run with Callum Dalton, and they'll run with the athletic Josh Sykes on the wing. So Ballarat in their away whites today, after playing in their home navy blue on Friday. Eltham in their home strip of black. So we're just waiting for all the officials to say we're good to go. Looks like we're ready. Pazoglu and Sykes to jump it up. And Sykes will get it underway. Short with the basketball. A man who knows this court well. As we welcome Paul Rogers back to the broadcast. Here is Short. Shoots over the top of Cody. That's an absolute brick from Sam Short. And likewise from Dalton. And Pazoglu tips it over to Davidson. Ballarat will get their first chance at a basket. This will be a good matchup, Whelan and Cody. Pazoglu goes straight past Sykes. Thosby fumbles the ball. Davidson wants Thosby to come again. He does. Bang, Adam Thosby. Lovely catch and shoot. Jordan Lingard on the bench for Ballarat, already getting into his repertoire of 3-point celebrations.
Nice big arcing 3 there to open the scoring for Ballarat.
And Glover can't answer. Good hands from Short. He thought that deflected off Cody.
I think he might have been a little lucky there. I think Cody did catch a touch of that. Obviously, the referee hasn't picked it up, and Ballarat will keep possession.
Thosby. Glover closes a lot quicker this time. Cody has been looking for his shot more recently. This time he finds Rudolph. Tyler Rudolph hits the 3. Back-to-back trays for Ballarat to kick things off. They are one of the better and most prolific 3-point shooting teams in the competition. 3rd in makes a game and 1st in percentage. 38% as a team. Sykes wide open. Doesn't get the roll. Rudolph sends Cody on his way. Rudolph again loves that little jab step into the... That's automatic from Ty Rudolph. That little jab step right, pull up from mid-range. He's an absolute mid-range maven, that man. Glover, good defense. Well done from Rudolph and Thosby. Sykes and Pazoglu, the 2 most athletic players on the floor. And that time Pazoglu wins it. Dalton, another 3-pointer. Misses that one as well. Rudolph goes straight at Callum Dalton. It's in and out. Pazoglu got his hands on it, couldn't control it. Eltham basketball.
A little unlucky there for Rudolph. I thought that ball was going in, which would have had him with the last 7 points for Ballarat. But nevertheless, just two great jump shots. A 2 and a 3 to open the scorecard for him.
8-zip, Ballarat a good lead so far. Dalton Finds Short. He's a hesitant shooter, Sam Short. Doesn't really look for his own shot too often. Good defense, Cody, on Dalton. He finds Thosby, catch, shoot. We're right behind that. That never looks like missing.
Beautiful looking shot.
He's an absolute, like, it is textbook perfect. The way Adam Thosby sets his feet for a catch and shoot jump shot. Just get a video, teach that to the kids, coaches.
Ballarat off to a barnstorming start.
Short, can't hit the three. Whelan, that was reasonably well sold from Jack Davidson. The little push against Sam Whelan.
Eltham have had a couple of open shots from behind the three-point line. Unfortunately, haven't been able to convert any of those, and it's allowed Ballarat to jump out to 11-0 start.
They've gone to reasonable shooters, not super prolific in Sam Short and Callum Dalton, but shooters that you would expect to make open threes. At least one of two, anyway. So Ballarat. On Friday night against Ringwood, Ballarat jumped out to a 17-zip lead, and yet at quarter time they led 19-17. Right now they lead 11-zip. We're seeing deja vu all over again, to quote Yogi Berra.
Yeah, well, like you said, it's like I said, having gone to some reasonable shooters, you would expect a little bit more than done from six at this point of the game. But as we know, it's a game of runs, and they may hit the next six.
Dalton, good spin, but lovely recovery from Ty Rudolph there. Really good late double team. Dalton threw it out of bounds. Ballarat, good lead so far. 11-zip, 3.5 minutes played. And again, much like the game against Ringwood on Friday, Jack Davidson yet to get a look at the basket. Pazoglu can't hit. Rudolph does well, taps it back to Pazoglu. Back to Rudolph, reverse layups, good. Ballarat off to a flyer here, and absolutely no surprise.
Full credit there to Tyler Rudolph that time down the court. Gets that rebound tap out to Davidson, finds him back in the paint, and 2 points, and that 11 is now out to 13. So you couldn't ask for a much better start if you're the Ballarat Miners.
And on the flip side, Craig Stratford, it's no surprise he wanted to talk to his team. Less than 4 minutes played, they've given up 13 points. That's bad enough, but to not break your own duck in that time as well, it's look, I mean, generally you'd say it's a dire start, but literally 48, or less than 48 hours ago, given it was a Friday night game, you know, I mentioned a moment ago, Ballarat started 17-zip against Ringwood in an extraordinary opening 4 minutes, only to lead 19-17 as Ringwood went on a 17-2 run of their own to answer.
Yeah, like I said earlier, as we know, you watch enough games and it is really a game of runs, and it's a matter of being able to keep that run going, and that's where you see these key timeouts are taken just to try to stop some momentum. So I guess Eltham's going to be hoping that that's going to have that effect here, and they're going to come out and get themselves on the scoreboard. More importantly, get a few baskets in sequence onto the scoreboard so that this game doesn't get too far away from them, and then they got a bigger job clawing back towards the end of the game.
So no changes for the Wildcats. The Miners are stepping out to the floor. No changes for the men in white either. So 13-zip. 6:09 left to play. Sam Short with the basketball. The Sykes-Pazoglu matchup. That's what I'm really looking forward to, Paul. Two of the best athletes in NBL 1 South. I was looking for the lob there, but Ballarat read it well, shut it down well. Short, can't hit the threes. None for three from deep now. Davidson claims the rebound. Cody Pazoglu. Thosby, another three. That's down as well. 3 for 3. He hasn't even drawn iron yet, Paul. Pure as you like.
4 from 5 for the team.
There's Glover. He can shoot. That one's in and out. Davidson another board. Ballarat looking to go further than their 17-point opening run. And Rudolph, tough shot over Callum Dalton. 18-zip, and we're not even halfway through the first. The Miners on fire to start this one. It's just a matter of whether they can maintain the rage.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's hard for them to miss at the moment.
Nice idea from Dalton, but Pazoglu got a hand in. Big body Callum Dalton, son of former Sydney King, former Boomer, Mark Dalton. There he is, just bodies Rudolph out the way, and Eltham are on the board. Cody finds the double. Rudolph, beautiful short. Came across to try and disrupt. Rudolph saw him coming, held his feet, easy two. 20-2, 4.5 to play in the opening quarter here at the Brick House.
Rudolph with a blazing opening of this game with 11 points so far.
And Thosby with the other 9. That's it for Ballarat so far.
And doing all the right things.
Sykes turned on a dime, Josh Sykes. That almost looked like it was a bit of CGI there, the way he spun in so quickly. Great move. As I mentioned, Paul, hyper-athletic Josh Sykes. Big above the rim threat. Cody launches the 3, that's short. Falls back to Davidson. Yeah, good defense from Sam Short. You don't give Jack Davidson any airspace. Pizoglu, too strong with the finger roll. And Eltham will reset, get into some half-court offense. Oh, Glover just froze. Whoa, Angus Glover throws Thosby and then throws it down with authority. That's a huge play.
For something there, the Ballarat defenders just seemed to open the door, roll out the red carpet, and off he went.
Little shimmy from Glover just froze Thosby, rooted him to the spot and took full advantage. Davidson can't hit the open 3 at the other end. 20-6 now. Glover shoots over Cody. Angus Glover starting to feel it a little bit. That's dangerous for Ballarat. And suddenly an 18-point lead is back to 11. Rudolph slips to the basket again. Beautiful lead pass from Max Cody. Great finish with the reverse from Rudolph. He's up to 13. Sykes and Pizoglu, Dalton and Rudolph. Good feet. I think that was from Max Cody there to disrupt the little pass from Short into Dalton. Shot clock resets to 14. And the Richie Benno left to play. 2:22 in the first quarter.
Everybody clap your hands.
Carlson Glover was a little astray. Dalton did reasonably well to reel it in. Oh, Cody bought when he didn't have to, left to hand him when he didn't have to. And he's very fortunate that Sam Short didn't put that one in.
Yeah, like you said, it's as we mentioned earlier in the girls' game, was that when you're in a situation like that, you've either got to foul them and make sure it doesn't, and don't give the ball an opportunity to go up, because we've seen it all. We've seen a number of unlucky bounces, but it's amazing how many lucky bounces you see, and the last thing you need to be doing is giving up that foul and the 2 points.
Particularly in Cody's case when he's a 6'1 guard. He's checking out now for Jake Lloyd, but Sam Short's a legit 6'5. He's a point guard, but he's a big, he's a tall point guard. Now Cody, if he's going to swipe, he's got to swipe hard. Make sure you get forearm, particularly right forearm. Don't let that ball get up. Short misses both. Cheeseburgers for all here at Ballarat. And Thosby with a 4th three-pointer. Put that man in a bucket of water. He's sizzling. 25-9, Ballarat lead. It's interesting watching Thosby and Glover. And Thosby used to be a lefty shooter off the bench for the Kings, and that's pretty much Glover's role with Sydney now. Well done, Pizoglu. Good effort to recover the ball as well. Davidson. You'd think, I was going to say, it's got to be Rudolph or Thosby that you go to. It turns out it's Rudolph. Callum Dalton picks up the cheap foul. And Ovi Magbagor will check in for him. Defensive stopper inside is big Ovi. But still, Ballarat, 25 points. 13 to Rudolph, 12 to Thosby.
Yeah, that's right. Look, and very, very, very abnormal scoreline there to look at it. But I guess you can look at that, and it's not going to hurt too much if those guys drop off, because you've got the likes of Jack Davidson, who's still yet to be on the scoreboard, and we know how good he can shoot.
Thosby for a fifth three. He actually missed one. Oh, Sykes got up. He is spring-heeled, Josh Sykes. That was not, he didn't even load up for that jump. No steps, didn't load up. Just off his toes and up to block that shot. Sensational athleticism. Shot clock at 10. Jack Davidson still yet to get a shot up so far. Finds Thosby. That looks good. It's in and out. Pizoglu does well. Rudolph does well. They play volleyball between themselves. And eventually Magbagor cleans up. Oh, Bandelovsky, who's checked in, knocks it down. Alec Bandelovsky, an absolute ace. Young jump shooter. 25-11, under a minute to play in the first quarter here at Selkirk Stadium. Rudolph, mid-range J. Ballarat got a little bit cold after that white-hot start ball.
Yeah, I think there was really only one way they could go, to be honest, Jared. But they're still sitting here with a...
Oh, Pizoglu spikes Sam Short's layup off the backboard. Just a little flick of the wrist there. Jake Lloyd finds Davidson all day to line that one up. Rudolph probably wanted the foul. Could have gotten it. Magbagor didn't know too much about it. But again, Ballarat are missing shots that they would expect to make.
Exactly that. I think the last two trips up the court for Ballarat, we've had quite a number of shot attempts.
Could be a 35-point quarter in another time-space continuum. Glover, yeah, cheap foul from Thosby. The Eltham bench, what's the unsportsmanlike? It's not going to happen for a foul like that, but you can kind of see their point. It was never anything more than a reach. The officials are talking about it here, Paul. I'll be surprised if this is upgraded.
Yeah, that wasn't my read of the play. I think it was just a... like I said, the guy was getting by him and he was figuring out a way to stop him without having to run.
That's just a reach. Garden variety reach. But with only one foul on the board before that, may as well reset it. 4.6 seconds left to play. Make the Wildcats go over a set defense. A cheap one on Lloyd as well, but again, Ballarat not in the bonus. That 4.6 is now 3.5 seconds. 14-point lead so far for Ballarat. Magbagor, he's not really being closed. He's the one guy who really won't shoot it. Glover, oh, too easy. Adam Thosby got burnt backdoor then. He won't be happy with himself, the veteran for Ballarat, but ultimately a good close for the Wildcats after trailing 18-zip. They're still down by 12, Paul, but 25-13, that's a lot better than what it did look halfway through the quarter.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely an abnormal start to the game when you look at the Ballarat box score and you've got Thosby with 12 and Rudolph with 13. Can't say the other guys haven't been contributing, though, because we've had a couple of nice assists from Max Cody. So the other guys definitely getting involved in the game. But like I said, Ballarat's white-hot start started to temper a little bit there towards the end of this quarter. And still a 12-point game, which by no means is anything insurmountable. We've seen that happen in streaks of a few minutes. So I'm sure that the Eltham coaching staff over there, they'll be sitting down looking at making some changes to try and address what was happening out there in the first quarter.
Yeah, Craig Stafford, he'll be... we've got a couple of little Bullam Brumbies out running doing the noughts and crosses. Cade White and Hamish Rewak out there. Does Hamish... Oh, Hamish, come on. You got to hit that layup. All right, Cade, the ace shooter, he hits. It's a race to the finish here. And it looks like young Cade White. He wins the, not sure what the prize will be, Paul, but he wins the little prize at quarter time for the noughts and crosses at centre court. But back to the NBL 1 game. back at the ranch. Look, there's probably not a lot that, probably not too much that Craig Stratford could say about the defence that his team played. Ultimately, Ballarat just hit a whole bunch of shots at the start of the game, and a remarkable shooter in Thosby got off the chain a bit, but they did pull it back.
And I think it was direct contrasting situations. Ballarat couldn't miss.
Yeah.
And Eltham had some great shots, some shots that you should take every day of the week.
Yeah, Dalton and Short in particular.
So, I mean, you can honestly look at that and say there was probably 9 to 10 points that were left on the floor that you take them at any other situation in the game and they're going in.
So we're about underway in quarter number 2. Ballarat running with the same five that they, in fact, both teams running with the same fives that they closed with. So 25-13, Ballarat. I won't say leading comfortably. It's a 12-point lead, but given the way Eltham can score, no lead is really comfortable. Great pass. Lloyd to Pazoglu, easy lefty layup for the Ballarat skipper. And we have a third scorer on the board for Ballarat at long last.
Yeah, great cut there by Pazoglu, and also great find by Lloyd.
Glover finds Bandelovsky. He won't be afraid to shoot. Short is a little more reticent to put the ball up. Good try. Nice pass. Great pass. Sam Short. Lefty wraparound. Not a lot of space to get that in there, but found Magbagor, who laid it in for two. Davidson. Oh, he got in the air then. Did just enough to get the pass off. Rudolph, mid-range J's good. Over the top of Sykes. Ty Rudolph up to 15 points. He and the entire Eltham scoreline battling it out really, really tight here. A little skip from Glover's not called. In and out from Angus Glover. Bandelovsky with the board. Well done. Short drives hard, finishes left. That's what Sam Short can do. He's much like Jake Lloyd, a very long, languid type of athlete, but a 6'5" guard, he can get to the rack well. Rudolph again, no one came to him. Mid-post catch, shoot, wide open for Ty Rudolph, up to 17.
Well, I think with the hot start that he's had, I think you probably should command a little bit more attention there and not be left to
a little
take
bit of
those
a breakdown, wasn't it? Sykes spins base, Pazoglu, little hand in the cookie jar there. First foul for Nick Pazoglu. 8:03 left to play in the first half at the Brickhouse. Sykes will take a seat, Dalton checking in. Lloyd will come out for Cody for Ballarat. 31-17 as things stand. Ballarat leading Eltham. Tight second quarter so far though. Glover and Thosby, the two lefties. Glover, kind of a new age Thosby to a degree. There's a little jump over the back there. That's on Ovi Magbagor.
Great defense here. I think it was Pazoglu down there. Just arms up, straight up, fundamentals, and managed to put enough pressure there for
get a
that
body
ball
in the
not
way.
going.
Find a body as soon as a shot goes up. Here's Cody. Pazoglu. Oh, goes straight past Magbagor. Yeah, that pass was never on. Glover read it a mile away. Good D, Cody. That's offensive. Well played, Max Cody. Gave Short the outside. Tipping that he'd want to come back in. Picked it really well, did Ballarat's point guard.
Yeah, just seemed to hold his position really well. Read what he was doing, and managed to get his feet in there and not initiate the contact and get the call.
Ballarat looking to get Davidson involved, but Sam Short, attentive defensive player and using that extra length to deny Davidson as much as he can. Rudolph now over the top, in and out over the top of young Zach Cunningham, who's checked in. Good pass. Glover to Magbagor. That's on Thosby. And Magbagor's probably one of the few players on the floor that would actually look to... it's called on Jack Davidson, my apologies. Magbagor is one of the few players on the floor who would look to pass when he actually gets both feet inside the charge circle. He's a hesitant shooter, to say the least. Awesome defensive player, but yeah, you still got to put some contact on him in there, which Ballarat did. Good ball movement. Bandelovsky gets rid of Cody, short arms it. Cunningham does well, but in the end, weight of numbers prevails. Ballarat come away with the basketball. Thosby, another three, that's wide. Yeah, never looked good, that one. So the game has hit a little bit of a stalemate now. Both teams have gone cold to some degree. Glover from a mile out. Angus Glover.
Wow.
That's worth 4 points, surely.
Deep, deep three.
That was, oh man, that was from another postcode. 31-20, the lead at 11 for Ballarat. Oh, Rudolph. Oh, Magbagor almost blocked that one. Gets a bit of wrist. Lovely little shimmy and jab step from Ty Rudolph to get rid of Cunningham, who, as soon as he bit, threw his head back, knew he was beaten. Magbagor did well to at least force Ty Rudolph to go to the line.
Rudolph's hot start continues.
He's a good free throw shooter too, so up at around 87, 88%. So you'd expect he would make these.
Yeah, looking at, and it's not even the points at this point with halfway through the second quarter. He's also got 7 rebounds, so he's definitely off to a hot start on the boards also.
Got a 40-20 incoming maybe? In a 40-minute game, that'd be remarkable.
Curse.
That would be remarkable in a game of, like a 40-minute game of basketball, not a 48. And he's up to 19 now, so he's putting in the work. Glover, he's got the long limbs of Lloyd facing him. Short, steps into the 3, he makes that one. Sam Short cuts the lead to 10. Oh, Pizzoglu, too easy. Too easy. Second basket for Pizzoglu on the afternoon. Oh, Glover had a lane then. He could have gone baseline. In the end, good scrambling defense from Ballarat. Short in the corner. Can't hit that 3. Magbagor mistimed his jump. Pizzoglu with the rebound. Lloyd. He wanted to shoot. He can shoot over the short of Bandolowski. Rudolph does well. He's up to 21, Ty Rudolph. Good patient offense from Ballarat there. Glover straight off the feed from, well done Magbagor. Glover a quick, he's wanting a foul on Jake Lloyd there. He's pointing at something, but not sure what was going on there. It could work from Ovi Magbagor on the offensive boards. Lead at 12, 4:45 to play. Rudolph, he knows he's got Cunningham. He knows he's got him cooked every time. Cunningham.
Eltham just have no answer for Ty Rudolph. He is just absolutely tearing them apart.
He's certainly too quick for Cunningham, but he's too quick for Callum Dalton as well. Yeah, it might be a case of, Magbagor throws it away. Lloyd finds Davidson. Pizzoglu, back to Lloyd. Eventually someone's got to shoot the ball for Ballarat. Pizzoglu, a little circus shot from Nick Pizzoglu.
Finally, one of them decides to shoot it.
Well, that was not a textbook fast break by any means, but the result worked out. Now, it might be a case for, getting back to my previous point, it might be a case for Eltham of going a little bit smaller and playing the 6'5 Magbagor. Pizzoglu does enough to corral that. 6'5 Magbagor at the 5. I mean, Ty Rudolph, he's only 6'6 himself. Well, that said, good hands from Cunningham. Hustle.
Great hustle by Ty Rudolph.
Rudolph again. Tyler Rudolph wants to cook Cunningham. Shoots over the top. Lob 2. He's up to 25.
They cannot stop him. Ty Rudolph is on fire here at Selkirk Stadium.
My goodness. Unbelievable.
25 points, 7 rebounds,
11 of
made
16.
free field goals.
My goodness. He's hit his only 3. He's hit his only free throws.
Also, not only that, but just throwing himself on the ground, diverting the ball back to his team.
Oh, man. This has been a wonderful, wonderful 20 minutes of basketball. So far, 17 minutes of basketball from Tyler Rudolph. And from Minot State. Doing it all. But look, it might be, Paul. I mean, Callum Dalton, Zach Cunningham, they're big bodies. You know, Dalton's a legit 6'9". Cunningham's probably about the same. They're both big, strong units, but compared to Tyler Rudolph, they are slower foot. Particularly east-west, and we've seen it with Cunningham, who's being burnt repeatedly off the bounce.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, not only is it, it's two things. He's got the speed to get around them, But he's also got the accuracy. Just if he wants that little jab step just to
can't
get
lay
them
off him.
going, and he just pops back for the J, and he's converting everything he's putting up at the moment.
Yeah, you can't lay off him. He's too good a shooter for that. Well, interestingly now, Ballarat's brought in their only legitimate, genuine big in Amos Brooks. So I'm wondering whether that's, although Eltham have countered by bringing Sykes back in for Cunningham, so they've gone a little bit more athletic at the 4 and 5 with Sykes and Magbagor. Ballarat come out in a 1-3-1 zone. And it is a bit of a favoured one of Ballarat coach Luke Sunderland. Magbagor strong on the boards again. Throws it away. Another bad pass on Ovi.
Yeah, good anticipation too from Lloyd, but
Speaking
unfortunately,
of bad passes,
throws away his hard work.
that was under no pressure at all. He's passed to Max Cody like he was 7 feet tall. That was a waste for Ballarat. Gives the Wildcats another chance to eat into this 18-point margin. Lloyd makes up for it, picks a steal and throws it away again. Let's bring out Yakety Sax here.
God, two great interceptions and steals there by Lloyd with two absolutely unexplainable turnovers.
Oh, Sykes is the only man on the floor who was going to reach that pass, and he throws it away. Ty Rudolph with the steal, and he actually passes to a minor this time. Jake passes to a Ballarat player. That's a good start. Brooks, he won't shoot that three. Rudolph wants the ball, and why not? But he's got Magbagor who can go with him now. Comes off Sam Short's foot. Shot clock will reset to 14. 2:43 to play in the quarter. Timeout here to Luke Sunderland. Wants to have a chat with his boys from Ballarat. So as I said, 2:43, 18-point lead, 43 to 25. Well, we've got almost three teams playing here. It's Eltham on 25, Ty Rudolph on 25, the rest of Ballarat on 18. Pick up your game, the rest of Ballarat.
Yeah, it does appear that way. It's actually definitely been a masterclass here from Ty Rudolph for the start of this game. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep that up. But as you said, the gap still sits at 18, which is that initial jump that Ballarat popped out to
it is.
after
It was the
their
18
hot
zip,
streak.
wasn't it? Yeah.
So from that point on, obviously, it's clearly been some level pegging here. But it'll be interesting to see whether Ty Rudolph can keep up his hot streak, and what adjustments that Eltham may look at doing to try and somewhat curtail his dominance. Do you go a little bit smaller on him, someone with a bit of speed to stop him, but then you go back to letting him put the ball up?
Well, I do like the matchup now with Magbagor. Magbagor has got, like, he's stronger than Ty Rudolph. He's a brick wall over Magbagor, but he's got the east-west agility that Dalton and Cunningham lack. And even though he's a bit shorter than Rudolph, you know, he's 6'5", and Ty Rudolph's 6'6". There's not a lot of difference there. So, you know, the height's not really going to be an issue. So I do like that matchup now that Eltham have gone to with Magbagor on Rudolph. There he's shooting, and there we are. That's what I mean. Rudolph catch and shoot. Magbagor meets him at the top. Great defense again from Eltham's big man defensive stopper. The ball out to Cody, shot clock at 12. Fosby thought about shooting. That's a tough shot over Magbagor. Brooks does well, gets a hand, Lloyd cleans up. Ballarat get another opportunity. And Brooks, oh man, I'm not sure that was goaltending. I think that was still on the way up.
Yeah, I've probably got to agree with you there. It definitely didn't look like it was on the downward side of the arc.
Nonetheless, good work from Brooks to sneak inside there. The lead an even 20. And Ballarat doing this with Jack Davidson just not on the board. None of 2 from 3. Those are his only attempts. Yeah, it's a late call, but it's the correct call on Brooks. Glover threw a little bit of a forearm shimmy there, but it was Brooks who initiated that contact.
That was, the forearm was a little bit after the
definitely
after the initial contact by Brooks.
The Miners will make some changes. Pazoglu and Davidson in for Lloyd and Brooks.
Davidson still to get on the scoreboard, which for somebody of his calibre as a shooter, which is quite abnormal.
Well, on Ringwood against Ringwood on Friday. He had 3 points, 25 minutes into the game. Lovely shot, Sam Whelan. He got a fast break layup to take him to 5 points with about 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and he ends up with, I think, 31. So, you know, he can get going quickly. Davidson, sole Glover, but good cover by Magbagor again. Such a good defensive player, Ovi Magbagor. Pizoglu, catch, shoot, it's long. Magbagor, smart little tap down to Glover. Looks long for Sykes. He gets up, Josh Sykes. When he's that deep, he will just about always throw it down. Pizoglu made the business decision, got out of his way. Rudolph again cut off by Magbagor. Since that change ball, only one shot attempt and it was blocked out of the hand for Tyler Rudolph.
Well, effective adjustment there from Eltham to their credit. So, and
good D, Glover. He strolls in for the easy 2. And a 20-point lead is suddenly back to 13. Great run by Eltham, kicked off by their defense.
Yeah, as you said there, great adjustment by Eltham to figure out something that was going to be a bit more effective with Ty Rudolph. So it's going to be interesting now to see what Ballarat does in terms of driving their offense to make sure they keep turning over that scoreboard.
Well, again, Eltham not letting Ballarat's leading scorer, Jack Davidson, get any airtime whatsoever. Zero oxygen given to their sharpshooting American. But fortunately, a hot start from Adam Thosey, where he has cooled off significantly since then. And Ty Rudolph, with that 25 points in about 15 minutes, were carrying Ballarat's offense. But now, with Thosey, as I said, cooled off, and Magbagor doing the job on Rudolph, Ballarat need to find a third avenue to offense. Can it be Pizoglu? Can it be Davidson? Is there another player somewhere in there that's going to pick it up?
Yeah, I think, like you said, we're sitting there looking at Pizoglu with 6 points and Davidson. They're probably the two prime candidates that I would expect that would start to pick up some of that scoring load. But then again, you never know. Could be somebody unexpected, like we saw with in the girls' game with
Munro, Hayley Munro.
No, Ballarat. Sorry.
Oh, Eddie Collins.
Eddie Collins
stepped up, yes.
Sorry, my apologies there. Yeah, just
your little LCD in your brain just went blank.
Yes, was rebooting. So
1 minute to play in the first half here. Glover again, not giving Davidson any sort of space. Oh, it's a poor pass, short, picks it off. He'll go the other way for an easy 2. And Eltham continue this run.
Yeah, and I think there's just also a bit of tardy passing there from Ballarat. Has actually seen a couple of turnovers for some easy points for Eltham. And
well, I'll give credit to Eltham's defense. They've stepped up the intensity on this. They're really pushing out now. Cody rises mid-range at short. Magbagor taps the ball to himself. Whelan makes this at single figures. It's in and out. This was a 20-point game, seemingly like 30 seconds ago. Great comeback from Eltham.
With the rush that Eltham has had here, I think Ballarat's going to be pretty content just to run this down as far as they possibly can.
So last 6 seconds of the first half. Cody finds Rudolph. Magbagor, great close. There's a little bit of extra arc on that from Ty Rudolph. Clearly was remembering the last time he tried to shoot over Ovi Magbagor. But an excellent first half from Ballarat. They've scored 45 points and superb defense, holding Eltham to 34. Although Eltham picked up their defense late, cut a 20-point lead back to 11, Paul. This was the Tyler Rudolph show in the first half.
Oh,
for the first 15 minutes, certainly.
Yeah, definitely. It was there was nothing that he couldn't do. And like I said, scoring seemingly almost at will. Also collecting quite a few rebounds there. But like I said, great work there by the coaching staff from Eltham to sit down, look at that, figure out where the deficiencies were in their defense, making the appropriate change. And it really has put the fire extinguishers out and got the fire extinguishers out and cooled him off. So, going to be excited to see what comes out and how they play in this second half.
So as we mentioned, Tyler Rudolph, 25 of Ballarat's 45 points, 11 of 19 from the floor, 7 boards as well. Adam Thosey is the only other minor to really talk about as far as box score impact. 4 threes in the first quarter for 12 points. And at the other side, Angus Glover, 12 points. A bit more balanced here. 7 to Sam Short. Sykes has got 4. Expect him to pick it up in the second half. There's the Bland Brumbies under-12s take to the floor for the halftime exhibition. For Paul Rogers, I'm Jared Prosser. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with you in around 5 minutes' time.
I'll have a strong, smooth, creamy latte.
Be your own barista at Coles Express. Award-winning Coles urban coffee culture from just $1.
Express yourself.
At Coles Express.
Fasten up your seatbelts, do a double take. Don't need to be a millionaire to roll this kind of way. Yeah, I got the recipe to do it every day. Straight to the top, and that's where we gon' stay. Yeah. Step it up, step it up again. Yeah, yeah, we do it every day. Step it up, step it up.
Take it to the next level.
Step it up again.
Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. Elevate your adventure.
Suffer from muscle or mild joint pain? Try Kanzia Pain Relief Cream from Zia, an anti-inflammatory cream providing temporary pain relief using natural active ingredients. Experience the Zia difference at zia.com.au.
At 6'1", I was never going to beat them at the ring, but I could learn to run rings around them. My dream started on the backyard court battling my brothers. Where will your dream start? Determination, the right training, and a superior surface to practice on. You're on your way. Customised to fit any space or budget, superior bounce quality, and the official court partner of the NBL. You know the quality is assured. Elevate your game with Dream Courts.
Sixt Car and Truck Rental has arrived in Australia. With small cars, big cars, utes, vans, cars as big as trucks. Because they are trucks. Welcome to Above and Beyonding.
Welcome back to Selkirk Stadium in Ballarat, the Brick House, where we're at halftime of the men's section of our NBL 1 South Sunday Hoops doubleheader. The Ballarat Miners 45 leading the Eltham Wildcats 34. My name's Jared Prosser. I'm here with Paul Rogers. And this one, it was the Ty Rudolph show in the first, well, certainly the first 15 minutes, where Ballarat's big man had 25 points before Ovi Magbagor got switched onto him and pretty effectively shut him down, it had to be said, for the last 5 or 6 minutes of that half. And it saw a big Ballarat lead, 20 points at one stage. It was 45 to 25. But Eltham, off the back of some really good defence, not just from Magbagor, from Short, from Angus Glover as well, scored the last 9 points of the quarter, made it an 11-point game at half-time. And Paul, that's certainly a lot more manageable than what it was.
Oh, definitely. And I think as we sort of touched on earlier, I mean, the start that Ballarat got off to, it was unsustainable just simply from a statistical standpoint. And I think also the start that Eltham did. And I think, like I said, once we saw everything equal out a little bit more back to normal and Eltham made those couple of changes that they needed to make to address the dominance that Rudolph was showing. Since then it's actually been a really sort of evenly matched game with just that run towards the end of the first half.
So underway here, Eltham... Well, Ballarat back to their starting five. Eltham have left Callum Dalton on the bench and Ketz Magbagor in, clearly with the Rudolph assignment. Glover can't hit the opening shot of the half. Davidson, who is yet to get on the board, Jack Davidson, a 26-point per game scorer, has got goose egg in the first half. Cody finds Rudolph. Good D again. Ovi Magbagor, he's a wall. Cody, he's got to shoot over the bigger Sam Short here. Great defense from Eltham as a team again, and Sykes skies to the board. That's come off Cody's foot and Rudolph's foot, and Cody's foot and Rudolph's foot. Pinballed around there. But again, excellent team defense from Eltham. That's how they're going to get themselves back into this one. As their half-court offense has actually been pretty rough, to be honest, as Sam Whelan curls for the short jumper. First points of the second half to Eltham. And we're back into single digits here, Paul. It's getting tighter.
Yeah, well, Ballarat's, like I said, they're definitely going to need to work out something they can do from an offensive standpoint to make them become a little bit more efficient down in the offensive end, because it really has dropped off here recently.
Thosby in and out with the catch and shoot three. Magbagor eventually corrals the loose basketball. Whelan catch and shoot. No good. Kazoglu does well. Taps it to Cody. Ballarat pushing the pace, but it's good transition from Eltham. Zoglu, Cody, Rudolph. Oh, he's looking a little bit hesitant to shoot now, Tyler Rudolph. McBagor has gotten into his psyche a little bit, I think. Yeah, good defense again. Man, I'll tell you what, that is like kissing that off the glass. That is a really tough shot against outstanding defense. Credit to Ty Rudolph.
Yeah, off the glass, falling away with probably, probably, but with an exceptional defender in your face. It's a great shot.
Yeah, that was great D, just better offense. Whelan, little skip as he pulled that one up.
But just to go back on, that's also just a credit to Rudolph to actually having some patience and working around the defense and creating a shot.
And it'll be good for him, that shot, because since Magbagor got switched onto him, the very first second that he caught the ball, he had his shot blocked, and he's looked a bit hesitant since then. So seeing one drop with Magbagor all up in his grill, it's probably going to just help his confidence a little. Cody kicks to Pazoglu. Davidson gets the late contact there against, I think that's Sam Short lying prone on the ground. It is. And Davidson yet to score in this one. An outstanding free throw shooter. This could be the thing that gets him.
2.5 minutes into the third quarter. And to think that Jack Davidson's first points might come from the charity stripe, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, we saw this on Friday where he had 3 points. He had an open three that he made, I think, in the second quarter, and then didn't score again until he got a fast break layup with about 4 minutes to play in the third. Davidson rattles home the first, and he's on the board. So Ballarat now officially have 5 people who have scored in this game. That's astonishing. Makes the second. There's a little bit of Mario sound effects playing in the background here at Selkirk. And all 3 for Davidson. His first points. The lead back out to 14. We're back where we started the half. Oh, well done, Pazoglu.
Well
Great
anticipated
defense
there by Pazoglu.
And Davidson helped him out, picked up the loose ball. Rudolph wide open, top of the key. That's down. Ty Rudolph, he's up to 30.
And I guess that's the thing, is that such a broad range of scoring options for Rudolph. He can get in the paint, he can back you down, mid-range J's, and then obviously there with the 3, you've really got to pay him attention.
Whelan, oh well, he's left that one really short. Magbagor ends up throwing it back to his own bench. He's a strong man. He was too strong on that occasion.
Just a little concern for one of the scorers there. I thought it was going to be an incoming missile, but luckily was avoided.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if someone was trying to catch that inside the three-point line, that would have stung the fingers. There's some power on that one. Davidson, Pazoglu tries to go past Sykes. It's excellent defense, Josh Sykes. Magbagor kept his hands up, was alert, got the deflection. Sykes. Oh, Pazoglu gets up just, he may have gotten a piece of that, I'm not sure. Davidson felt like he got Sykes clean underneath. Oh, he probably did. The foul scored on Pazoglu in the end.
Yeah, I think there was the initial block, and obviously it was the secondary attempt, was it?
Yeah, second, almost a third attempt, really. That ball was pinballing around for a short while. So second foul on Pazoglu. Sykes can't get the first free throw to drop. Only shooting 51% from the free throw line this season. Joshua Sykes. Hyper athletic individual. Rattles home the second. 16-point game. Ballarat have started this half well, Paul.
Yeah, it's been I guess after that 9-0 run from Eltham to finish out that second half, I guess there was always a better option. But yeah, definitely looking much more capable from their offensive end than they were towards the end of that first half.
Cody had a little look at the Eltham bench after he hit that throw. I'm not sure whether there's been words, but Max Cody's never short of a word, to be fair.
I I don't think any bench is ever short of a word
No,
either.
that's true. That's very true. Oh, Sykes, gorgeous crossover. Pozzoglu gets back.
Pozzoglu.
Absolutely. Davidson goes straight to the hole. Wanted the foul.
Unlucky.
No, I think that was good defense. I'm going to give credit to Noah Todd there. Kept vertical, backed away, and basically said, look, you're really going to have to go through me if you want contact here.
Yeah, Davidson did have an option, but
yeah, Thosby was running with him.
Nevertheless, that's shooters do what shooters are going to do, and that's take the ball in.
Well, this is how Davidson got untracked on Friday. It wasn't the three-point shot. It was getting to the hoop. Ringwood really overplayed the three, and he was able to turn the corner. And they were bringing Ty Rudolph and his slower defenders up, and Davidson was just cooking them to get to the hoop. That's good defense from Amos Brooks.
Yeah, great defense there.
In the end, Sam Whelan kind of throws it away. Stratford wants timeout, and that's not a surprise. After cutting the lead from 20 to 11 in that second quarter, Ballarat have pushed it back out to 19. 56 to 37 with 5:33 to play. Ty Rudolph up to 30 points on the evening. Only got 8 boards. I think the 40 and 20 might be out of reach at this point. But nonetheless, Adam Thosby with 12. No other minor more than 6. But there's just been no half-court offense to speak of for the Wildcats. You've got Angus Glover with 12 points, but not a particularly efficient 12. 5 of 13 from the floor. Josh Sykes has had a couple of moments. Sam Whelan's had a couple of moments in this third quarter, but that's been, really, that's been the issue. They've played decent to very good defense, Eltham.
Yeah.
But they just can't score.
No, exactly, yeah. No big standout from their end. And, well, like I said, we've still got a quarter and a half to go, so still... And what have we jumped out now? What have we got here? We've got back to a 19
points
lead, yeah, which like we said, what were we down to there? Back to 9,
well, it was 9,
yeah. It was 9 points, so Ballarat seems to have stabilised a little bit here and punched back out to that lead. So Eltham are going to be needing to put their best effort forward here.
Yeah, Eltham bench wanted the shuffle there. Oh, we got an offensive foul there. Who's that on? Tyler Rudolph.
That's on Rudolph.
Oh, okay. No, we don't have the replay facility here, but
I was actually expecting a goaltending call.
So was I. I was thinking, I wasn't sure whether it came off the backboard first, but and it's been called as an offensive foul on a hook as well, which interesting, given Rudolph was in the air shooting the ball. Again, those at home can quickly rewind the feed and have a quick look at that and see. We don't get that luxury here, unfortunately, Paul.
Everybody clap your hands.
So Sam Short to orchestrate something for the Wildcats. Sykes is quicker than Amos Brooks. He knows it. Finds Sam Short. Oh, that was a brick, that one. Whelan. He just banked a 3 from straight on.
He didn't call glass either.
No. The bank is apparently open on a Sunday. That's the lead to 16. Still the score says how many, not how. Thosby goes past Short, finds Cody. Rudolph mid-range J is good. He is unconscious. Up to 32, Tyler Rudolph. Interesting matchup here, Brooks and Sykes. Brooks, he's a big body, but he doesn't have the athleticism that Josh Sykes has. Ballarat did well there to scramble low. Oh, great pass. Cody finds Thosby. That's no good. Whelan with the rebound. Nice outlet.
Yeah, great find there by Max. Unfortunately, Thosby has been ice cold from behind the arc after that initial outburst to start the game. And
Noah Todd, nice 3 for the young man, the 19-year-old. Lead still 15. Ballarat just managing to keep the Wildcats at arm's length at the moment. Cody is often patient in there. Oh, the little fall away looks good. Rattled out. Sykes with the board. 3.5 to play, 58-43. Ballarat leading Eltham. Good defence, attentive hands from Rudolph. Davidson will go the other way. Yeah, he wants the 3. It's good work by Sam Short. Read what Davidson wanted to do there. It's the sort of stuff that doesn't show up on a stat sheet, that one, but it was good defence. Rudolph in and out. And Sykes, just burns Brooks. Yeah. Amos Brooks, it's like, I'm going to commit the foul here. I'm not going to let you dunk on me. Did what he had to do.
Yeah, you don't want to find yourself on a... Well, do they even have posters these days, Jared, or is it just a...
Did you find yourself on a
a
meme, on a
reel
TikTok?
Or something? Yeah. Apparently that's what my kids tell me anyway. Somehow they still know what the term posterised means, but... great, good defensive option there for Amos to draw that foul and make him earn him at the stripe.
They get taught about posters in history class at school, I'm pretty sure. Sykes the chance to cut the lead to 13. Does so, 2 for 2 on that trip from Josh Sykes. He's up to 7. It's still just no one really grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck for Eltham on the offensive end of the floor. Zach Dunmore, first minutes, didn't play a minute in the first half, which is really unusual. Davidson, that's a tough shot.
Oh, great shot.
It was good defense from Glover.
Little low release flick with a high arc.
Yeah, that just about brought rain, didn't it?
Which still managed to run around the rim before it fell through.
Davidson up to 5 points. Good pass. Glover finds Todd wide open. Can't hit that 3. Magbagor gets up. And too strong, Ovi Magbagor. In amongst a thicket of Ballarat miners, just muscles his way through, gets the layup, gets the foul. We'll go to the line for one more.
I think as he's demonstrated throughout the game, just his strength and athleticism is very, very hard for Ballarat to match, and I think it was just on display there.
He's a brute. He would be a nightmare to play against Ovi Magbagor. Never looks for his own offense. So you've always got to be aware of where he is because he's a secondary scorer. Well, that's a rainbow free throw from Magbagor there. Finds back on. An interesting start. Magbagor, he's only, I think that's only like his 9th free throw attempt on the season, but he's yet to make one.
Wow. I think we're getting back to that 13-point margin at the moment, which I think, to me, to be honest, is sort of the comfort zone that Ballarat doesn't want to let get inside that. It just gives you that little bit of breathing room, which they've been able to manage, because we have seen Eltham go on those runs, and you get another one of those 9-0 runs.
Well, Todd was found well by Glover, but left that one well short. Had all the space he needed. Young Noah Todd. He's already made 1 3. So 60-47, as you mentioned, Paul, that 13-point margin at Ballarat just holding right now. Rudolph over Sykes. Sykes gave him a little bit of space there. Dunmore couldn't get up for that ball. Just went despairingly over his fingertips. Short, great pass. Yeah, Todd was jamming that if Brooks didn't hit him. There's a wonderful, wonderful pass from Sam Short. Find the cutting wing. And Todd will go to the line for 2. Doesn't get a lot of minutes. Noah Todd, he's only a 19-year-old, so he's still in his infancy at this level, but 40% free throw on the season, but I can assure everyone at home he's a much better shooter than that. It's just purely the lack of a statistical base. He just hasn't, the sample size isn't big enough for him to get to where he'd normally be on free throws. 1 of 2 on that trip, though. Almost 1.5 of 2. That one almost went all the way down before it came out. Oh, Davidson. Oh, man, that was on Pozzoglu. That was not a good pass. Nice drive, Noah Todd. Yeah, Pozzoglu sold Davidson just threw him the flaming bag there. And then Pozzoglu was sick. What is it?
2 terrible passes there by Pozzoglu.
We saw Lloyd in the first half just throw 2 just clear out of bounds within seconds of each other.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this could potentially bring the margin into single figures as we head into the final quarter.
The circuitry just seems to go haywire every now and again. Sykes wanted the spin. Pozzoglu knew it, got the hand in. So Ballarat 40 seconds on the clock in the third quarter. Shot clock at 15. Davidson from a long way out. It's no good. And Magbagor can get up higher than Brooks can. Short decides to pull it back. Glover, he won't hesitate. Misses that one though. Davidson the other way. Had the chance to push the pace there, but decided not to. Shot clock is off. This should be the last possession of the third. Ballarat holding a 10-point lead. Looks like they want to bring Magbagor up to the level of attack, or maybe it's just a case of Magbagor getting him out of the way. Jack Davidson got a little chop on the nose there. Underneath. It was Josh Sykes who blocked the shot, but it was a foul on, I believe it was Glover underneath.
Yeah, just on that, but just before that drive, Davidson out by the three-point line, sort of calling for the screen from Amos and not getting what he wanted and somewhat seeming a little bit sort of flustered by it all, but then decides to put the Jets on and finds himself at the free throw line. So
I'm wondering whether that's a bit of subterfuge, and Jack Davidson's not above that. Well, you know, a little bit of, this isn't what I wanted, and defender relaxes for that second. As I mentioned, he managed to get himself into a rhythm through the third quarter and the first part of the fourth against Ringwood on Friday night by getting to the hole and getting to the free throw line rather than relying on his exceptional three-point shooting. So I'm wondering whether it's a similar sort of game plan.
Yeah, it's like I said, when you're not getting the shooting opportunities, it's get to the line and get in the rhythm, and quite often that then results in something else. Short
got the shot off in time, but the shot was short. And at three-quarter time, we've got a 12-point ball game. 62 for Ballarat Miners, 50 for the Eltham Wildcats.
Yeah, it is a 12-point game, but it feels like that, given a 2-minute stretch, that we could be back to level pegging, and it's a duke it out to the finish for the win.
Yeah, it's one of those 12-point games where if you're a Miner, you would feel just a little bit of trepidation with this lead. And if you're a Wildcat, you're sitting there going, you know what, we're not out of this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and you always, don't get me wrong, you want to be taking that 12-point lead rather than a 12-point deficit, to state the obvious. But yeah, like I said, it is a funny one because, like I said, it's they're definitely not out of it. And I think both teams have sort of exhibited that they can go on a scoring run, or on the contrary, they can actually both make some sort of fairly unnecessary cheap mistakes that have resulted in some quick points for the other team.
So from a Ballarat perspective, you'd look at it and go, Jack Davidson's got 7 points, 5 of them from the free throw line. He is someone who can really get going. Thosby's probably got another run in him. Pozzoglu's only got 6 points. If you're a Miner, you're going, okay, well, we've got a fair bit of offense left in us here. But at the same time, Eltham's leading scorer is Angus Glover on 12. He can do that in a quarter.
Yeah, look, I mean, and you can look at that from the other side of it. It goes, okay, well, they're doing it as a good, concerted team effort where they're spreading the load. They haven't been too reliant upon one person, which means
unfortunately, no one stepped up. That's the problem.
Exactly on the contrary.
You look at Josh Sykes. He's an excellent player. He's only got 7 points. I'm just wondering where. Callum Dalton, we haven't seen him since half time after he got continually roasted by Ty Rudolph, but that's a 20-point player. That's a 20 and 10 guy, or close enough to a 20 and 10 guy that Eltham have seemingly decided that they just can't play because he just gets cooked on defence.
Yeah, look, and I think the way I sort of look at it is if we did level the scores for this final quarter based on the offensive exhibition we've seen from both teams, I'd be more inclined to be backing Ballarat to. I'd be putting my money on them to go in just based on the few players they've had out there that have actually been able to grab the game at stages and do something with it.
So Ballarat lining up with Lloyd, Rudolph, Dunmore, Pozzoglu and Thosby. It's Short, Todd, Magbagor, Whelan and Glover for Eltham Wildcats. Lloyd wanted Rudolph, but his good defense and Todd, he shaded over. Oh, Jack Davidson. We talked about that man, and he's the one who can score in bunches for Ballarat. Deep three to get things underway. Pushes the lead to 15.
That three-quarter time talk of yours, Jared, clearly having an effect on Davidson.
Oh, yeah, no, mind meld. Absolute mind meld. Short looks to answer. can't do so. Good box out by Davidson on Todd. Davidson the other way. Looks to attack Glover. I actually thought he'd pull up for the three. Eventually he does. It's in and out. Dunmore hustles, but McBagor does enough to reel in the board. Here we go, Glover, the step back, short. I was thinking, are we going to get a Angus Glover, Jack Davidson shootout in the last here? Rudolph, he can shoot over the top of Sam Short here. Good defense from Short, actually. Oh, that's not a travel. Rudolph was passing that ball. That is not a travel. Well, the call is made. The players will live with it. 65-50. Low-scoring ball game here. Two very good defensive efforts. Not something you'd often say about Ballarat in particular. Although Eltham are one of the better defences in the league. Whelan. Oh, he got the little contact from Davidson underneath. Cans the corner three. We could have a 4-point play here.
Tough shot there. Davidson right in his grill and somehow managed to get that off and the foul.
And zero dip on that shot as well. Just had to catch and flick as much as anything. Thosby back in for Ballarat. Zach Dunmore taking a seat. Whelan can't complete the 4-point play. Rattles out. 10-point margin. Davidson looks to drive. Oh, did McBagor? Yeah. I was going to say that backboard tap, that often gets called as goaltending.
I've noticed just a change in the aggressiveness of Davidson in this last quarter. He's really starting to look at doing a lot more offensively with the ball, taking it to the rim.
Well, the underrated part of his game, we talk about his shooting and his off-ball movement, but he's really quick with the ball in hand. Lovely shot. Noah Todd. That's a second three from the exact same piece of real estate for the young man. No, Davidson is really quick off the bounce. He turns the corner well, accelerates really well. So it's an underrated part of his game. Zoglu. Oh, the little rolling hook shot.
What a beautiful little shot there from Pazoglu.
Wow, Nick Pazoglu going a little bit old school with that one.
Falling away, curl, hook. I don't know what you would call that.
Glover. Athletic. Gets to the hoop, rises up. Good hand, Sam Short knocks it away from Thosby. Ballarat will bring Max Cody back in. Will be Jake Lloyd taking a seat. So 11-point margin, 7:24 to play. 69-58. Miners in control, not comfortable, but certainly in control. Oh, bad pass from Davidson. Short. Finds Whelan. Quick release. Bang. Sam Whelan.
It was his third three there, I think. And
I think so.
The last two being very, very important ones as we make our way through this final term.
Sam Whelan up to 14 points now. So we talked about someone stepping up for the Wildcats to try and put enough points on the board, because their defense has been, as expected. This is the second-ranked defense in NBL 1, the Eltham Wildcats, but they just haven't been able to put the ball in the basket. Angus Glover's layup before takes him to 14, but Whelan, he's been big. He's got 8 points this quarter.
Yeah, that's it. And like I said, critical baskets as we start to come down the stretch here, just to make sure they keep in the game. And they've needed some baskets, and like I said, and they haven't been easy baskets either, like that one out there with Davidson closing in on him to get that three in for the 4-point play, which unfortunately couldn't convert. But we did say that nobody from Eltham had sort of really jumped out and put a big impression here from an offensive standpoint, and maybe this is their guy.
Yeah, shout out to Noah Todd, who's been pretty good in this last as well. But yeah, maybe Whelan is the man to step up. Surprised me that he's only averaging 4 points a game this season. Yeah, the Miners are sitting there going, well, how long is this timeout going for? Eltham was seemingly in there for almost 2 timeouts worth. And we're back underway. 7:06 to play. All right, swing that ball. Davidson with McGregor on him. But that leaves Rudolph against Short inside. Needs to get out of that key. Thosby. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's light contact underneath. That's on Sam Whelan on the arm, actually. I was looking at the body there. There wasn't a lot of body contact, but referee deems that Sam Whelan's fouled Thosby, and one of the best free throw shooters in the land will go to the line for 2. Now, I'm going to cover up our stat sheet here, Paul, as Thosby hits the first. What do you think Thosby's shooting from the stripe this season?
I'd probably put him at somewhere around about the 75% mark, 80%.
95%.
Wow.
One of the very best the most automatic free throw shooters you'll ever see, Adam Thosby.
And I think they were his first 2 points since his 3-pointers in the first quarter.
It was. He doesn't take a lot of free throws, admittedly, because he's usually hanging out at the 3-point arc. Glover, that was a mile out. Rudolph cleans up and slows it down. The clock is Ballarat's friend right now. Not that you want to slow it down too much with it's just being a 10-point lead, 6.5 minutes to play.
That last rebound of Rudolph potentially brings up his
double-double. Good defense from Short. Davidson, he's left Max Cody with absolutely nothing there, Jack Davidson. Sold his teammate up the river. Whelan, kicks to Short. Had the 3 but didn't take it. Glover, Magbegor bobbled the ball. It was a little bit low, the pass. Finds Whelan and Short. Magbegor again. Short, tried to find Magbegor again. Sam Short he gives up opportunities to look for his own shot. It's good to be unselfish, but occasionally you've got to take the shot that's in front of you. Rudolph, catch, shoot. The 3's no good. It remains a 10-point game. 5.5 minutes left to play at the Brick House. Glover turns great shot. Turns the corner. Burns Thosby. Shoots over the top of Rudolph. And it's an 8-point ball game. Eltham just hanging in. Thosby gets past Short. Tough shot off the glass. Adam Thosby, if you don't mind.
Great shot with 2 defenders towering over him.
To kiss that off the glass from that angle. That's remarkable. Gets the lead back out to double figures. Todd, catch and shoot. Magbegor, ball just seems to find him. Whelan, he misses as well. Rudolph cleans up. So 4:35 to play. Ballarat with a 10-point lead. 73-63 they lead. Jack Davidson again looks to create. Hit the paint. Cody will take the screen. That round the back pass that he likes. Rudolph rises up mid-range, drops it as the shot clock expires. And we got a timeout called by Eltham. They're trailing 63. I think the score went up on the wrong side then on the scoreboard here. I think that should be 75-63. It's been corrected now. 75-63 Ballarat lead. Ty Rudolph up to 34 points to go with 11 boards and 3 steals.
Yeah, definitely not much that he hasn't been able to do tonight, and just sort of
needs to pass more. 0 assists. Stop hogging it, Ty. Get your teammates involved.
He's passing to the basket. He finds it every time.
Passes to the bottom of the net.
That's it. So, but yeah, no, look, even there, just shot clock running out, and manages to keep his composure. Mid-range J drains it, and that was sort of just stretching that lead back out. It was sort of down to 8 points there for a second. I think that was something that Ballarat needed to stabilise.
And one of the few times he's been able to shake Magbegor off the bounce as well. And Magbegor plays about 16 minutes a game. He's up to 27 now. As we mentioned, Callum Dalton has been rendered, and similarly Zach Cunningham, who doesn't play a lot of minutes, admittedly, but Callum Dalton does. You know, he's an 18-6 guy, plays 30 minutes a game. He's been rendered unplayable by Rudolph today. So Magbegor, and I think it's the right move, has been given the defensive assignment on him. He's up to 27 minutes, plays 16 usually. Just wondering whether he's starting to get a little bit leggy now.
Yeah, well, looks like he's taken a rest there. Eltham's put Magbagor
Yep.
onto the bench, so it's going to be interesting to see here if Rudolph can try and exploit that change.
Yeah, it'll be Josh Sykes on him, I'd imagine. A much more similarly athletic player, but a longer player as well. Not as strong, but certainly longer and, I guess, springier. There is Sykes.
Speaking of athleticism,
Yeah.
great rebound and putback.
He's good for a highlight every week, Josh Sykes. You go to the NBL1 Twitter account on a Sunday or a Saturday, and it's generally a Josh Sykes dunk or a block somewhere in there. So, in a 2-3 zone here, the Wildcats, as the shot clock ticks down to 5. Davidson long 2, it looks short, it is. Todd with the board. 3.5 to play. Eltham, if they're going to make their move ball, they need to do it quick, smart. Oh, that's a great pass. Oh, Sam Short, Mr. Bunny. Great find from Sykes, though. So, Ballard had a chance to really rub some salt into the wounds. Shot clock again, down to 7. Ballarat making sure they take their 24. Rudolph. Oh, in and out. Angus Glover had his head down. He thought, oh, we've blown an assignment there. The Wildcats get away with one. Still 10. 2:46 on the clock. Glover, good pass to Whelan. Sam Short and Pazoglu. Pazoglu, very good defensive player. Does well on Short. Sykes, shot clock expires, leaves it short. Pos with the rebound. And again, the clock is not Eltham's friend here. Ballarat making sure that they use their allotted 24 seconds.
Time
Rudolph.
definitely running out now for Eltham, and that there just makes it that one step further decline.
Yeah, that's another nail in the coffin there. Ty Rudolph up to 36. Sam Short, catch and shoot. It's barely draws iron. And again, Davidson a chance to run. He had 2 Wildcats behind him. Could have gone 4 on 3. He says, no, we're going to slow it down. We're going to run our set.
The clock's our friend.
Yep. We're going to give Eltham as little time as possible to make a move. Cody, shot clock down to 4. Shoots the 3. Drops the 3. I think that might be it, Paul. I think that might be case. Yeah, I think that might be case closed here.
That was the exclamation point on what has been a good game, but Eltham just never quite having enough to.
A brilliant defensive game from Ballarat. They give up 94 a game. Ballarat. They are the second worst defense in NBL 1 South. When they win, here we go. Cody and Glover, 2 who are never ever short of a word. Let's see what comes out of this. Whether it's just to settle it down, boys, or whether we're going to get someone teed up. While we're watching that, yeah, the Ballarat, they give up 94 points a game with 90 seconds to play, or 88 seconds to play. They've held Eltham to 65 points. No, it looks like we're just garden variety fouls. Will be on Cody. Glover will go to the line.
Potentially discussion. Glover asking Max where the best places are to eat after the game.
Want the best way out of Wendouree is to get onto the highway. You always go to McDonald's Wendouree. Pick himself up a McHappy meal.
Well, we have to pay for it with those free throws being made. He won't get a card on his way out.
So we're into the death throes of this one. Ballarat leading by 13. Good hands from Todd. Davidson finds Thosby. Pulls up. Oh, well done, Sam Short. Great defense. Stuck with Thosby well. Whelan throws it up for Sykes. Oh!
Offensive goal interference.
Yeah, right call, but geez,
yeah, that would have been spectacular.
It would have been. I'm glad that Sykes and Rudolph both got up then, because that could have been a nasty fall for Sykes and falling right into the legs of Rudolph inadvertently. That could have been nasty for both of them. But both big fellas are up and about. 80 to 67 here. 55 seconds left to play. A bit of extended pressure here. Kind of tokenistic at this stage of the game, I would have thought. Thoseby just looks to slow it down. Again, Ballarat making sure they take as much time off the clock as they possibly can. A bad shot doesn't bother them as much as not giving Eltham the chance to get a shot of their own. And Ty Rudolph does what I used to call the Pat Reedy dunk. Lay it up and grab the net. But he's up to 38. Glover gets to the hoop. He can raffle that foul. About 3 minors had hands in there. It'll be on Tyler Rudolph. That's his third. So Luke Sunderland not emptying the bench. He's stuck with his starters. To be fair, so was Craig Stratford, but you'd think at 15 points with under 30 seconds to play, I would have thought the bench would have come on a little while ago in this one.
Yeah, you might think so, but like, it's one of those things, as we said earlier, I guess, in the quarter, it almost has seemed like that even a double-digit lead just didn't feel like a double-digit lead.
Kazoglu, another rebound for him. He's up to 11 boards. Thoseby, why not? Fouled by Sykes. Sold it fairly well, but there was contact there. And Adam Thoseby will go to the line to rub a little salt into the Wildcat wounds. Yeah, Sykes didn't like the call. He's had a rough game, Josh Sykes. He's a wonderful basketballer, but
Thoseby was setting himself to take that shot. Direct opposite side of the court. You had Rudolph there, wailing his arms in the air, hoping to get a pass for a 3 to tip himself over that 40-point mark.
Interestingly, that one was called after the shot, so it'll be a side ball. Yeah, Glover and that's a cheap foul. That's just Glover trying to get one over Max Cody there. Nothing more, nothing less. This game sort of petered out a little, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think some of the frustrations for Eltham, and rightfully so, are just sort of starting to bubble to the surface here, but luckily not too much spite involved.
Yeah, it's a game they would have expected to win. 6th place team on the ladder. Davidson has pretty much kicked that out of bounds. Looking to set up Rudolph to hit his 40, but it won't happen now. Sam Short will dribble this one out, and at Selkirk Stadium, well, Glover, will he shoot? No. And Todd doesn't either. So we'll dribble it out, and we're done here at Selkirk Stadium as Ballarat comes through with a much, much needed win in their fight to work their way into the playoff picture after their heartbreaking loss on Friday night against Ringwood. The Miners prevail here, 82 to 68 over the Eltham Wildcats. For Eltham, it just wasn't enough on the offensive end of the ball. 68 points. Angus Glover had 19 off 7 of 18 shooting, an inefficient 19. Sam Whelan with 14, similarly inefficient, 5 of 12. No one else in double figures. Noah Todd did well off the bench. Josh Sykes was under par. Callum Dalton was just played 8 minutes. He was just played off the floor, Paul. Yeah,
look, you look at the Eltham offense and you look at the box score here, and there is nothing that sort of really jumped out at you where one of their players grabbed it. I mean, like I said, you had that short spurt there where Whelan hit a couple of threes that were pretty critical in keeping them in the game. And then you also, like I said, you look at Glover, who, although with 19 points, the efficiency of his shooting wasn't the greatest. So, yeah, I mean, full credit to them. They may be a bit disappointed that they didn't walk away with the win they were expecting, but like I said, you can't take any credit away from Ballarat. I mean, the start that they jumped out to, you look at Thoseby and Rudolph, who were just absolutely white hot. Yeah. And yeah, luckily they were able to manage to continue that momentum through the game, and yeah, result in a good win for them.
Tyler Rudolph, 38 points, 17 of 29 shooting, 12 boards, 3 steals. Thoseby ended up with 16. It seemed like 14 of those came in about the first 45 seconds of the game, as he was incredible from the outside. Jack Davidson, a really quiet one for him. Only 9 attempts shows how quiet it was for him. He's someone who gets up a lot more than that. Yeah, 12 points, 8 boards, which is a good defensive work from the little fella.
Yeah, the thing I noticed, like I said, that I took away with Davidson was that he just didn't seem to have that aggression, that spark that he normally has. Now, don't get me wrong, he was out there and he wasn't doing anything wrong, but just normally that burst, that taking the ball in, breaking down through the defence. And even some of his outside shots, he just didn't seem to be as happy to take the shot as quick as he might normally.
I'll give credit to Eltham's defence there. I mean, the scouting report is most certainly out on Jack Davidson. You almost need to face guard him from half court.
Yeah.
But Eltham, to their credit, they didn't let him get off the chain. But unfortunately, they're big guys, which is a bit of a strength for this side. Ty Rudolph just cooked him repeatedly on his way to a Ballarat career high 38.
Yeah, look, I don't think there's any doubt when you look at what he was able to achieve at the start of the game, but managed to actually deal with the defensive changes that were put forward to him and slightly change his approach to it and managed to continue to score throughout the game. So I think it's pretty hard to argue that there was anybody out there tonight that was any better than he was.
Yeah, so as we wrap up, I think our player of the game is a pretty much a unanimous Tyler Rudolph vote.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think you can go past him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he'd be a bit annoyed if we went with someone else after a 38-point game, 25 points in the first half. But that will do us here from Selkirk Stadium. My name's Jared Prosser. For Paul Rogers, we will see you next Sunday when Ballarat hosts the Diamond Valley Eagles.